Hey everybody, welcome to the Exeter Show. I am a sick Chris. I don't feel too well tonight.
I really didn't know what the end of that sentence was going to be.
Yeah, I'm a sick.
I am a sick. I'm like, whoa.
No, I'm okay. No, it's tough. I just got a little bit of a cold. I don't know. I feel better. My nose is still stuffy. My wife makes fun of me. She says I'm horrible when I'm sick. She's like, your nose is stuffy. And I want to sleep all day. It's tough. My daughter had a tough night, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to help. I'm sick, and I'm bad. And here's the other thing too. You guys have hit 50, right? You guys are a little older than I am.
Wow. I'm 51.
Wow.
51?
He's out here just calling us out, dude.
Okay. Cool. Well,
I turned 50 in October.
Oh, okay. You're slightly older than me. I turned 50. We're taping this on January 1st. Yeah, Happy New Year, guys, too. I forgot. We should talk about
Happy New Year.
But January 5th, I turned 50. And it's an age. I know. You don't feel different than when you were 40.
It is an age.
It's actually in the top 50 ages.
Right. But what I'm saying is, when you turn 50, it doesn't make you old. You feel how you feel. I get that.
Sure.
Okay. It's like a fine wine or whatever. I get all that garbage. But, for me,
you're like a fine box of wine, Chris. I've always said that about you.
About this time last year, I had my big heart scare where now I have heart disease and I got to take medicine 500 times a day. Mm-hmm. I'm sick, which again, it's like a 3-day cold. It'll go away. I get that. But why am I always getting sick around my birthday?
It's because this is the time of year when everybody's sick.
Yeah. Oh, in January. Yeah.
I don't think you're targeted. It's just that this is a window where everybody's getting something.
We're also just now, as of last night, coming out of that 6-day grind where it is just a vacuum. It is a black hole. The week between Christmas and New Year's, nobody looks at a clock until the 10 seconds before New Year's. It's just what even happens. So your body just goes like, well, I guess all bets are off. We're just going to do this right now instead of when you have to push through. So it makes sense to me.
Well, here's the other thing too. And I had this when I was young. I had kidney stones during my birthday.
Ew.
And
no. Oh, I got kidney stones when my wife gave birth to our youngest child.
Was it like sympathy kidney stones? Like you wanted to kind of feel
No, it was not that at all. Okay. Oh my gosh. That was the worst feeling. And of course, nobody cares about your problems. Your wife has just had a baby. Nobody cares about your problems.
When I had my kidney stones, I didn't know what they were, so I thought I was dying or something.
Yes.
But it's just saying, now I think there was once or twice where I thought I had kidney stones, which I didn't. But man, when you don't know when you have it, makes it 10 times worse. When you're like, oh, maybe it's it. Maybe I'm gonna die. I think it's depressing. It's kind of rough. I don't know. Have you guys gotten more sick after you turned 50? I know, Joe, you just joined the 50 club.
Yeah, I just signed up. So, yeah, it's been fine.
I don't know that anything changed for me.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, nothing's radically different. So you say this is a time of year where you get sick on the regular.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything. There has not yet been anything to this age that has changed general health things.
Well, knock on wood, hopefully Sunday nothing horrible happens. So could you imagine if I had the heart attack on Sunday? You're like, oh man, you turned 50 and you had the heart attack.
That day? Oof.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Now,
I just hope it doesn't happen at all.
I just don't want to happen.
I don't know if it'd be any better or worse if it happened on Saturday.
It'll make you feel worse.
Well, at least it isn't tomorrow yet.
Yeah, just don't happen on Sunday. If it happens Monday, oh well, it's fine.
You don't want to lose your weekend.
Yes, don't want to lose the weekend. Yeah,
I lose part of my weekend. What a ripoff, man! I want to schedule my major heart malfunction to happen during a workday.
Well, at least let me lose some work over it.
Yeah. Well, they talked about vasectomies, and they said, hey, have your vasectomy like during March Madness, where you can just kind of curl up on the couch and watch some basketball. It'd be great. So
Makes sense.
Maybe I have my heart skirmish before a big sports weekend.
There you go.
How depressing am I to talk about that?
I don't know. Very.
Or Monday.
What's the threshold?
When we celebrate the anniversary of January 6th. How about that? You know what I mean?
That's how
you're celebrating?
I don't know. I'm not celebrating.
Celebrating is maybe the wrong term.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm not celebrating at all. I actually, my kids, I'm taking most of the day off because I'm watching my kids at home, so they're gonna have their own January 6th at my house. Insurrection, kids take over, they storm my Capitol and march around and defecate on my bed.
Just a normal day at the Pew House.
Right. Every day is like insurrection at my house, so it's rough. So I don't know. So I'm glad you guys are feeling okay. You're about 50 and nothing bad.
Everybody around me seems sick, so I feel like there's an inevitability that whatever they've got is eventually going to waft its way over to me.
Definitely.
I feel like I've been sleeping so much. There's no physical way that I could be sick.
Okay.
I'm already doing all of the things that you would do if you were sick. I'm sitting on a couch and I'm playing games on my phone and going to bed early and sleeping in. There's nothing more that I could do for myself at this point. I have been off work for a week and a half, and I think that I need to go back to work, go back to school on Monday as desperately as anybody needs to do that kind of thing. Like, I have got to get some structure back in my life, or this is going to be bad. I'm concerned about retiring now.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do with my life? I'm kidding. I will never be able to retire financially.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, man,
I don't need to worry about that.
Retire.
In any way, that will never happen.
Tough stuff. Well, I can ask you, Paul, because I've heard nightmares about this. My kids go back to school Tuesday. My wife goes back Monday. I heard like next week, though, we're going to get like 1 billion feet of snow. Did you hear that?
I don't watch. I don't. I wake up every day surprised by the weather.
A billion feels high. 1 billion feels high.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
This isn't upstate New York.
I know that it's supposed to be even cold down here, which is its own concern. We're not going to get any snow, but it's going to be cold, which if there's ice on the roads, we don't have salt trucks. Right. We don't keep storage a bunch of salt around to be able to do that kind of thing. It also, there's the possibility of water pipes bursting, which happens when it gets really, really cold.
The raves, do they get canceled too? Or
the what? The raves?
Raves. Yeah.
Nothing cancels the raves.
Right.
That's how we stay warm.
Right. The raves.
Raver died.
You're like, man, we have to have more raves now. Because of
we double up on the raves.
Before I forget, let me tell you about my other big heart scare. Should I say this? I'm going to feel awkward if I die. You're going to be like, oh, he joked about it. Now he's dead. I
don't think you're going to feel awkward after.
Yeah. Hey, if it gets common,
I probably will be more concerned about the fact that you have passed on than I will be like, oh, that was awkward.
Hey, if it leaves for 20 minutes of comedy on your first pew list, etc., hey, go for it. It'd be great. No, I woke up Saturday. I had a little bit of a tight chest. I had a little bit of a headache. And I had shoulder pain all at the same time. I'm like, am I dying? What's going on here?
You're hitting 50.
Probably, yeah.
Well, you injure yourself more sleeping than when you're doing something awake.
That's what my wife's like. Well, no, and the weird thing about it is, like, I'm supposed to take baby aspirin every day. I can't take the regular aspirin. So
you're supposed to take a baby full of aspirin, like a container the size of a baby.
Right. No, it's just a little aspirin. So it was nothing bad. I didn't feel like I had to call 911, but I'm like, do I take more than one aspirin? And I just took more because I'm a pill pusher. I don't know. It was just a rough morning. It was tough.
What can go wrong taking more pills than you're supposed to? That never ends
It
badly.
was like 2 or 3 instead, which equaled
There's
with
no
one
way
regular aspirin.
that statement is accurate. What?
Yeah, no, it was 2 or 3. All right, it was.
I think you
500.
put that blanket out there for way too many pills. Like I was with you until you just said pills and not like baby aspirin. If you specified baby aspirin, I think I'd be on board.
Okay.
But I think almost every problem there's ever been with pills has been because of people taking too many of them. That's the number one problem with pills.
I ended up today talking to the pharmacist. The pharmacist wasn't freaked out, which was good.
Right.
I did right.
It takes a lot to freak out a pharmacist.
Yes.
I feel like as a profession, they're prepared for far more things than we think they are.
Yeah, definitely. All right. I want to tell some personal stories, and then we can get into our other stuff. Do you guys get calls asking you to sell your home? I'm getting those calls. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Paul's not. Well, you just moved. Is that why? Okay.
I feel like I got some, and it was less than a year that I moved into this house.
Wow.
I moved into this house maybe 7 or 8 years ago now. It was pre-pandemic by a couple of years. And I think it was probably within the first year I had some messages about, hey, are you interested in selling your house?
I'm getting, on a bad day, I don't know, like 5, 6 a day.
Oh, that's a lot.
Wow.
It's a ton. Now, thankfully, on my iPhone, I don't know if it's Ohio or not, I'm starting to get spam, like suspected spam. So I usually ignore them. Or if
I've been getting those for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's your mistake, Chris. You're answering calls from numbers you don't recognize.
Well, look, I'm a journalist. It might be that job I'm looking for. You never know.
Leave a message. I will call you back.
Right. I mean, you never know who's calling.
Or leave a message and I will never call you back.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, I once got like the unknown calls. Have you ever gotten those?
Oh, yeah.
Like where it says unknown?
I don't pick them up.
No, pick them
Oh,
up.
you never know, though. I
find out when the message is left.
Yeah, but somebody called. Like, I literally almost picked up an unknown call and was like, well, hey, who are you? Why are you spamming me? It was actually somebody I was trying to interview that was semi-famous. I can't remember their name now, but it was like, wow.
Well, see, then you got to operate under different circumstances there if it's somebody, because they're going to make sure that their number is blocked or whatever.
Yeah,
that's a thing. But oh yeah, I'm a regular human being, so unknown caller.
Yeah,
and that's why if I know somebody, I'm putting them as a contact. So when they call, I'm like, oh, I know them. I'll pick it up.
Yes.
And if I'm expecting a call from a famous person, I'm definitely putting their name in. So I'm sure to pick that up.
All of the famous people that I know, I have their number in my phone.
Well, here's my problem. Yeah, I shouldn't say this out loud, but hey, it's Exeter Show. We'll say whatever. I got all excited because I got connected with Ed O'Neill. And yeah, I still have his number. It's listed as Ed O'Neill, but trying to get Ed to come on the show a couple times. He's like, I'm interviewed out, which I'm thinking Ed's trying to nicely say.
You're like, bro, no. This is not like an interview.
Yeah, right. we're Ed.
Well, not like a thing.
We want to know if you pee in the shower, Ed.
These are the questions that we have. Yeah.
Right.
We're going to ask you on a scale from 1 to 10, how intense is the diarrhea that you've gotten from each of these 5 fast food restaurants? That's what we want to know.
Do you put sauce on your Big Macs?
Is there sauce on your Big Mac?
Oh, we need to mention that. But
oh yeah,
no, I think it's
dude. You missed that conversation. I wish that you were there.
I think it's like the hot girl that you ask out in high school 100 times, And she's like, eh. And she's too nice to tell you to go jump in the lake. She's
Oh
kinda
man,
like,
there's no way I got anywhere near 100 times. Are you kidding me?
oh,
It took
oh,
me. In high school is only 4 years long. It takes like 3.5 years to actually ask that question. There's no way I have enough time to ask a girl out a second time. Never
oh,
happened.
I had a
If I
painting.
really liked a girl, I wasn't going to be talking to her. So that
Oh yeah, that's
Oh.
the other problem. Yeah,
I had a
the only people that I
painting.
talked to were the people I had no interest in whatsoever.
There
They're
was a
like, he
girl.
talks to me all the time. Like, no, you
My,
have misread the situation entirely.
my freshman year of Malone, there was a girl I was kind of interested in. She was, I think, a sophomore maybe. And I would call her, and I literally did the dumb, hey, can we go out to eat on Thursday? Oh, I'm busy. Well, how about Friday? Oh, I'm busy. Well, Saturday? Does that work? And, it was a classic. She was like jumping the lake, and she was nice. So Ed O'Neill's like that hot girl. Ed O'Neill's like,
Ed O'Neill is a lot like that hot girl.
right. It's a hot girl. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know. Boom Boom and Singing's on my list, too, but I haven't heard back from recently either. So, I don't know. Boom Boom, I need you. We need to have you on the show.
I have called nobody of any fame or note.
Okay.
That's my story.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to it.
We need to start collecting these phone numbers. I used to have, like, when we interview more music people, I used to have some music phone numbers. Like, I used to have all of Reliant K in my
867-5309.
Yeah. Well, there was a time where me and Reliant K were kind of close. So I used to have their phone
I have the
numbers.
number for the general insurance.
Okay. There you go. I think I'd see
1-800-GENERAL now.
Yeah.
I remember Garfield 12323.
Yes. Very good. Okay. All right. Well, do you say anything fun, Joe, when these people call and ask you to sell their house? Or
Oh no.
You want to sell your house?
No, I mean I don't like answering the phone anyway, but like
Okay.
I know some people who do that. There's a guy who teaches theater at a school in Indiana, and for the longest time he would have somebody nearby, like one of his students would be in his office or something, and he'd be like, record me, and he would go on the phone and he would do voices and stuff and try to answer as like a Valley Girl or something, and just try to string them along as long as he possibly could, and then record the videos of it and whatever. It would be TikToks today, but this was pre-TikTok. Yeah, he would do that as a form of entertainment, was try to mess with those people. But I don't.
Well, I got tired. I used to yell at them, and now I'm like, sometimes I'll just call them back. Sometimes they'll call you and they'll hang up before you really answer. So I'll start calling them back. I once called the same number 7 times. I got 7 different people. And literally, it must be their cell phone. They're at home. They're like, hello? I'm like, hey, you want to buy my house? Or, okay. And they're like reaching the scramble for a script. And
so I'm curious as to how it's obvious that you've gotten onto some type of list that these people buy in order to approach. So I don't know if it's something with your town, like somebody, they have a list of the homeowners in this region, this city, or whatever else. I don't know if it's if you've put your name on some type of list that has gotten you onto these things. Did you at any point think about selling your house and inquired?
I've got a dumb habit of signing up for these contests. And the problem is, once I do that, I'm sure I'm on 100 lists. So, yeah, it's on me, man.
Yeah.
I stay.
There you are. That's it.
There I am. Yeah, it's bad. Oh, what else about that? Oh, sometimes I'll answer and say, yeah, $1 million. Huh? What? Yeah, take or leave it. And they hang up. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying, like, realtors will pay them to try to get a lead. but
Right.
you need to be willing to sell your house for like half its value for it to make sense.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they do. Yeah, it's tough. Let me add this on, Joe. We need to talk to Paul about this. So, Paul, you missed it last week. We had the man who ate, what was it, 34,000 Big Macs.
At over 34,000 Big Macs. He won't reach 35 for another year or something, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, no. Well, no, I think he said maybe.
Or was it just a couple months? It might have just been a couple of months.
Right.
But yeah, he has roughly 2 Big Macs a day.
Wow.
And has had them since he was 18 years old and bought his first car. And the place that he drove was to McDonald's to buy Big Macs.
Wow.
But the interesting thing is, I eat 2 Big Macs a day. I end up with heart disease. This guy walks like, what was it, Joe? Like 6 miles a day.
The list of stuff. I mean, he first off, he only eats the Big Mac. He doesn't eat the fries, and he doesn't have the soda.
Gotta watch his figure.
Exactly. Well, he's actually he's
Yeah.
not a big, heavy guy. He actually is quite thin, and he gets up and takes walks multiple times a day. He used to be a prison guard. And so he would always be up on his feet and doing whatever. But yeah.
And
So that was my thing before Jared got in his legal troubles. Like you could be the Jared for any fast food place. Just walk there and be like, yeah, I eat Burger King every day and I've lost 50 pounds. Like, man, you get yourself a nice little contract.
Compare the number of calories you're getting to how much you're spending. Then yes, you can lose weight doing it or maintain health. One thing that he did admit is that he has not been to a doctor in a very long time. His wife is a registered nurse, so they do keep track of regular numbers, blood pressure, and cholesterol, and some of these things like that. But he has not been to an actual doctor in a very long time.
And he only eats like a yogurt and then something else small the rest of the day. So like me,
he has a Big Mac for lunch, a big dinner, and then like yogurt or some other small snacky type thing. That's it.
Yeah, he's been to every stadium in America. Paul,
been to all the baseball stadiums,
right?
All the football stadiums, right?
Yep, and all the NASCAR tracks,
and all of the NASCAR tracks, the major NASCAR tracks, and had a Big Mac at each one of them.
What a guy. He was also making fun of us. He's a Packers fan. He lives up in West.
Oh, he was watching the Packers game. The Packers game was on while we were doing the interview.
Right. He likes Lambeau Field. He was bragging about the Packers' last Super Bowl. And I'm like, his name's Don. I'm like, Don, who did you beat? He's like, yeah, the Steelers. I'm like, Don.
Well, now, Chris, did it come up that when you ate your Big Macs, it was sans sauce?
Yeah.
And how did that go?
See, here's what I have to say. And I think I told Joe this last week. I've been after this guy for a while. I would send him a Facebook message, but apparently he never checks Facebook anymore. So I literally found his email address online. I emailed him. Apparently, email goes to his son. So there was a couple forwards, and his wife responded. Wife, Mary, wonderful lady. She still emails me back. Great lady. And she's like, oh, Don would like to talk to you. Don's in his 70s. Don doesn't understand the internet that much. We literally had to hold the phone up as he talked and everything. But Don was a very serious guy when I talked to him. I talked to him a couple days before he had the interview. And I'm like, Don, you got to understand, we're not going to make fun of you, but this is going to be kind of a fun interview. And it was funny, Joe. I don't know how you felt. I think he started to get a sense of humor halfway during the interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he had it in him. He was a little bit nervous going, ooh, I'm talking to a podcast or whatever. And yeah, he started cracking jokes. And I'm like, man, you go, Don. I used to make fun of him.
We were gentle with him.
Right.
We're trying not to be particularly harsh or whatever, especially because I knew there was some type of delay on, saying something back real quick, and then it would take him a second to hear it and respond. And it was like, oh, okay. we'll just take it easy. So kept the questions light or whatever. Well, we did address, having a Big Mac that wasn't, I don't know what the right word would be, but it wasn't exactly to menu, because he said I've had 34,000 of these things. So there are times where you get your Big Mac and there's no cheese on it, or they don't have any pickles or whatever. So so for him, it still counts. He's like, I still count that as one of my Big Macs that I've eaten. He actually keeps track of all of them. There's 8 days where he didn't have a Big Mac.
Yes.
One of them was the day of his mother's funeral, because he promised her he wouldn't. So that was very sweet. But he did say that he would still count that as eating a Big Mac, but the right way to do it is to eat it with all of the stuff on it. Because we always try not to throw Chris under the bus. We pick on him all the time about the sauce, but I don't do pickles. So I would every sandwich or burger or whatever, chicken sandwich or whatever, I always take the pickles off of it. So I was thinking about it. I'm like, I need to not pick on Chris quite so much. I alter the sandwiches myself. I think so too. But there's a difference.
I mean, the sauce is vital to the Big Mac. Pickles are not vital to the Big Mac.
But the thing I liked about him was he wasn't he would make fun of anybody. Now maybe off air he would be like, "Oh, it was dopes" or whatever. But he was very traditional. He's like, "Oh yeah, I eat the Big Mac sauce because that's what comes on the Big Mac." Mm-hmm. There was no, "Hey, you suck me if you don't do it." He just this is how it comes. And then we asked about the chicken Big Mac. Way. Yeah, we asked about the chicken.
Oh, yeah, the chicken Big Mac from years ago when it was being sold in Europe before it was being sold in America. His sister or something brought it back from London or something, and for him to eat. So it's 5 hours old or whatever. And he was like, "Yeah, that's not a Big Mac."
No. I told him
wasn't any good. Never had another one. Don't need to try it again. No, thank you.
This literally may have been the last Big Mac I ate. Well, I tried the chicken Big Mac a couple times. But I had that double Big Mac when that was a thing, and that was the day before I had my heart thing that the doctor said, "Enough, stop."
There's a connection there that now feels very obvious.
But Don was like, "Nope, I have the regular Big Mac." Again, he wasn't upset. He was just more he's a traditionalist. He's like, "Give me that flat, thin Big Mac."
What I want, and that's what I'm gonna have.
I mean, nothing "Hey, I've got a heart test tomorrow. Let me have a double Big Mac tonight."
Give me that double.
I thought I was going to
bring it on.
I thought the doctor was going to be like, "Your heart's fine." Bravo. No, but the doctor's like, "Oh my God."
No, he's no, I was concerned about your heart before this, but now that you've had a double Big Mac, it has washed everything through. A+.
Well, here's the problem. I sat with the doctor.
He listens to your heartbeat. All he hears is, "Help me! Help me! Help me!"
No,
he does. He's listening to your heartbeat, but he doesn't need the stethoscope. He can hear it out in the waiting room. That's how this was going.
No, I talked for 35 minutes about how I couldn't breathe and how I'm so fast. The doctor was like, "Whoa, we need to get you in somewhere."
I have already called an ambulance.
Yes,
so you just wait here. Yeah.
Doctor, 10 times a day I see that light. I'm thinking I see God coming to me, and I'm like, "What's this mean?" The doctor,
when I eat this double Big Mac, am I supposed to see colors all the time?
Yeah, I ended up going, I had the double Big Mac. Oh, it was great. But
there's a whole ward at the hospital for people who've eaten the double Big Mac. Just take them right down to the double Big Mac ward.
And Joe rightfully makes fun of me because some of our past guests I've been known to be a little, I don't know, cross or upset. But, they say, Paul, you should never meet your heroes because you'll get disappointed. Not by Don Gorski, favorite guest of all time. We could talk to famous people. TJ Watt could come on the show, but no, Don Gorski, he's the man. So
He is the man.
safe home. Bravo to him. All right, let's get to some other stuff because I'm
Because
feeling
now
that
we're a
this
half hour in. So.
Yeah, so and again, this is going to be a long podcast. It'll be great. All right, now
So,
Paul.
with the intro aside, let's get down to business.
No, this is good.
Is this when we play the theme music now? That was the longest cold open ever.
This is me sharing my heart to you guys.
Okay.
My
Live from Ohio and
yeah. My sodium infested.
It's the Etc. Show.
All right, now Paul, this was your Super Bowl for churches. I mean, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day services. You guys are ready to go. And Paul, feel free to tell us about how your service went. I'm sure it was good.
it was good.
But Paul, you missed out. In Utah, they have people they call Jesus models who are being hired in Utah to show up to churches and other things as Jesus. And Paul, I've been listening to your service. I don't think you had Jesus model in your Christmas Eve service. Did you miss out, Paul?
No, I don't feel like we did.
Any regrets? I mean, this is. I don't know, Joe. Have you heard about the Jesus model? What do you think?
I don't know. It weirds me out. It really weirds me out. The idea that you would hire a dude to come and just look like Jesus for a family portrait or a Christmas card or a wedding announcement, I feel is just a little wrong. I don't like it.
Yeah, and I
The
agree
churches
with
need to dial back on. I mean, with all of the global problems and poverty and hunger, I'm not a big fan of spending money on a Jesus model.
Well, okay, I agree with about half of what you guys say. Okay, just like a family portrait. That's
I'm curious weird. Which half.
Okay, the story talks about family portraits. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. This is. Okay. Oh my word. This is no good.
You have Jesus in the background of your family portrait.
No.
That's kind of weird. Your Christmas card, I guess it's like another family shot. That's a little bit weird.
It's Christmas. It's baby Jesus. Why would you have a full-grown
right.
Jesus
in
your Christmas card? Why would you have anybody who is not a part of your actual family in your family Christmas card?
Now, wedding announcement. Now, that is kind of weird, too. But just think.
None of it is not weird. All of it's weird.
I'm going back to my traditional Baptist days, the good old days where didn't they used to say that you shouldn't, like the Holy Ghost needs to be between you and your spouse?
Are you thinking of the put a ruler between you and the person you're dating and you leave room for Jesus? Is that what you're thinking of?
Well, understand, if you had your wedding announcement and you had the Jesus model in between, you're saying, hey, everybody, there's no hanky-panky going on. I've got Jesus
in
between.
There might be hanky-panky between you and Jesus model.
No. Look.
Because
it's not Jesus. That's just a dude. You have
because Hank from Tuscaloosa is on the up and up.
Hank from Tuscaloosa is now standing closer to your fiance than you do.
Okay, I know that can be interpreted wrong. So please forgive me. I'm sorry. Or
I don't know what a right interpretation of that could be.
Paul, just think about this. I don't want to pick on your church. Random church out there, First Church of the Church, whatever. Some random church in Michigan or wherever else.
I'd go to that church.
Okay. They're having a tough year. You know what I mean? The pastor's trying his best. He can't reach out to his flock or whatever. So what happens? Okay.
Call Hank from Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
You a Jesus model.
Right. Well, get this. Okay. You may say, hey, we're having a guest speaker. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just don't show up that week. The Jesus model walks in. And he comes in. Hey, I'm Jesus. I'm here to preach. Whoa! You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be great?
No, best case scenario, the struggling church that's so desperate, they hire Hank from Tuscaloosa to come preach on a Sunday to pretend like Jesus is preaching. It's a little prop. It's a stunt, but call me back in March when everything's still struggling and Hank is on to some other church getting ready for his Christmas tour, his Easter tour.
Well, here's what I'm thinking to do it right. Because you're right. Hank from Tuscaloosa probably was going to do it wrong. If he just shows up and says, "Hey, I'm Jesus, I'm here to speak," that's not going to freak people out. What I want is somebody dressed as an angel with a big trumpet. You know what I mean? Have this big spotlight flash into the church and maybe some guy with a booming voice say, "Behold, the Son of God," and you blast this trumpet, big light flashing in. Jesus walks in.
That's the lightning hitting the church. That's what's happening.
Okay.
I mean, ultimately, what you're really kind of describing is a Christmas or Easter pageant, right? Like,
or a scared
you're hiring somebody to come and play Jesus,
right? But it's not. But you want it not to be a pageant. You want to be like, "Hey, I'm trying to get to you with my sound biblical preaching. You're not listening." So
if you're trying to get somebody with your sound biblical preaching, then why are you hiring a pretend Jesus?
Well, I mean, you feel that's not getting through to your church.
I am a little concerned that you think the way I'm going to convince people that I have sound biblical preaching is by having a Jesus model.
Well, it's your last gasp effort.
Hey guys, look who I ran into at the Planet Fitness.
Right. Well, I mean, but see, I think that's when you need to have the light show. You need to have like a spotlight come in. You know, it's the Son of God, and then have like a big horn, and people are like, "Oh, is it the rapture? What's going on?" And
here's the thing that I don't know who first coined this, but what you draw them with is what you have to keep them with. So if you draw them with Hank from Tuscaloosa and the light show, what are you doing next week?
Okay. Yeah,
because it's not bigger and better is what you're doing.
The stakes are raised. Yeah. What are you doing next week?
Yep.
You got to bring in a whale to swallow somebody whole next week.
Well, and I'm thinking too, it's like a Hail Mary. You know what I mean? Like, so you're
hopefully not if you're at a Baptist church.
Yeah, it's true. Well, you're playing the whole game. You're trying. You're not quite there yet. So you throw the prayer at the end to see if it works. You know, I guess that's what you do. So I don't know. The story is behind the paywall. I'm trying to figure out how much a Jesus model would cost. Do you guys know?
I don't know. Whatever it is too much.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'm seeing another story about this. $200 an hour. Yikes. Wow.
But this is for a photo shoot, right? Like that's primarily what we're talking about here. Not really coming to the church and doing stuff, but like being available for.
Well, they're saying hire Jesus look like posing for family portraits to religious themed events.
Okay.
Yikes.
Now, if I'm remembering right, because again, it was the real story was behind a paywall. Wasn't it talking about this? A lot of this was happening in Utah.
Yeah. Yeah. Why is this popping in Utah? I'm trying to figure this out.
Well, if it's in Utah, it's going to be Mormons.
Mormon?
Yeah, possibly. Micaiah Avalos, she's a photographer from Ogden, Utah. She hired a friend's brother to pose as Jesus with pictures with her children. She says, "Look, most Christians have Christian artwork in their home. This is a way to make it more personal." How about that?
No.
Do not like, not comfortable, do not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not too. That'll be kind of
do not like this.
Is there any time it would work? I don't know. Or maybe
it would work. I mean,
blasphemous to have a Jesus model. What about like
I'm uncomfortable with it, but I don't know if we can actually put actual like blasphemy is like a legitimate like measurable thing. So I don't know if it's
I'm
that.
just thinking, like, if I attend that church, I mean, churches, I mean, the government doesn't have money. The government only has money that from taxes that people give. Churches don't have money by themselves. It's people who sacrificially give of their hard-earned money to support the ministry of the church. And the church says, sweet, we're going to take that money and hire some dude to pose in pictures.
Or what if the money was given? Because you can give money to a specific spot at the church. What if they marked on the envelope Jesus model? Like, if this is going to the Jesus model, don't spend on the poor. Don't spend
be
on
spending my Jesus model money.
That's the category of too much disposable income.
Okay. Maybe my next offering should just say Jesus model. Again, I specify only the
You already
Jesus
bought your Cybertruck. You've got too big of a house. What else can I waste money on?
The big Jesus
Or
model.
you're just, as a tither, you're trying to be a pretty serious jerk. Like, I'm going to specify what you can spend this on really narrowly.
Yeah.
You can only buy Christian record albums from the late 70s.
Right.
Which is 76 to 79. Not 80.
Ooh.
Not 75. This is what and it must be albums. No 8 tracks, please.
That was a good era of music. Was it like a
It's not bad. I'm just saying
that's where
maybe there's been a record or two since then that would be worthy of being purchased. Like maybe you're tithing and you don't get to earmark it. This is not an investment. You're not a donor. You are tithing to the church because you believe in the mission of the church. If you would like to purchase a gift for the church that is outside of what your tithe is.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you give money to a church,
I don't care if you can your name on the statue that's going out front. I don't care if you want your name on a pew. Okay. No, this is money for the church.
I mean, sure, as a nonprofit, you want to try to honor if people designate a gift. But if someone's like, I am earmarking this for a Jesus model for Easter Sunday pictures, thanks. We'll take that into account. We're not getting a model for Easter Sunday.
Paul's not going to give him his church directory, but we got to go hold like 10 people in his church.
But we will buy a small stuffed Yoda and put it out there for people to take photos with.
I want to contact like 10 people in Paul's church so they can put Jesus model on their, next contribution.
It's a little box. There.
Yeah. Just like, oh no, they got some. This is horrible.
But that's a gift and not tithe. That shouldn't be a tithe. That should not be considered part of your tithe.
Well, make it tithe. It'll horrify Paul. That'd be great. Or I think
it's like buying the church a Cybertruck. No.
Yeah.
We do not need or want a Cybertruck.
I feel awkward talking of Jesus models. Maybe it needs to be like an Apostle Paul model or another biblical character.
Did you ever watch King of Queens?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And there's an episode where Doug, he like wins at the racetrack or something. He gets all this money, but he's afraid that his wife is going to find out. So he and Deacon decide they've got to spend all the money in one day. So they end up hiring Eddie Money just to play for them. And it gets to the point they get sick of him and just want him to leave. I feel like that's the Jesus model. Like, could you just leave, please? Just you're done. Just go. Goodbye.
After about 10 people have taken photos with him, it's like, how long did we pay you to be here? Are you gonna be here after service? Are you just sticking around for the potluck? You're sticking around for the potluck, aren't you? You brought nothing. You brought nothing to this potluck.
I gotta show you real quick.
Like, does somebody want to take the Jesus model with them? Go to take them to the mall or something.
Well,
David, guess who I am sitting here dressed as? I will give you a hint. His last name is Christ. He has power of flight. He can heal leopard.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He can heal leopards.
You guys heard that, right?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, well, forgive me. This is the illustrative point. Hopefully we won't get a copyright strike, but we had to share that. That's good stuff. So I don't know. So all right, well, you guys don't like the Jesus model. I tried.
No. No.
Jeez. How dare you guys. All right, well, let's get serious here. I hate bringing up these like real weird topics. Dead butt is a thing.
You
sorry,
have
dead
the
butt syndrome.
harshest transitions.
I know.
Just
That's what makes it
brutal,
fun.
brutal transitions. Jeez.
Right.
Riding in a car with you, it's just like full on body shift. Like
That's what makes
Straight
it
into
fun.
the median.
turns. No, right over the median.
That's what makes it fun.
Chris is like, I don't care about your roundabout. I'm going straight. It doesn't even matter. I'm going straight.
Well, there's a study saying that we're sitting so long, our butts are falling asleep.
I'm experiencing that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dead butt syndrome. Your gluteus maximus gets inflamed and forgets to function normally.
But why
it can
is
lead
that
to hip
dead?
pain,
Isn't that just an inflamed butt?
lower backache, problems with your ankles. That's every day for me.
Inflamed butt is the morning after Taco Bell.
Yes.
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 Here's
or
weird.
any extra hot flavored hot chip where they add flamin' hot to anything. Yeah,
Can't do
flamin'
it.
hot Cheetos, flamin' hot Doritos. Yeah, when you add flamin' hot, that's happening in the basement later on.
Well, Kelly Starley, she's a physical therapist, says if you imagine making a panini sandwich where you take high pressure and high temperature, make a grilled cheese, sitting on your glutes all day is a little like this. That's rough.
This is the image that she chooses to use.
Yeah.
You're making a butt panini.
Right.
A butt panini.
Yeah. Why not?
Because that's what I want to think about when I'm thinking about, where I'm starting to lose feeling. I want to think about it being a grilled cheese.
Yes. Your butt's like a grilled cheese sandwich. Man, don't you want a panini now? Let's go get panini.
I feel like if the sensation reminds you at all of a grilled cheese sandwich, there may be other considerations that you may want to get looked at.
I think Kelly's saying that's how he gets our fat attention by talking about grilled cheese sandwich. Mine gets perked up. Like,
obviously, everybody I'm writing this to is some big,
large,
400-pound dude sitting in his basement somewhere. Hey, let me tell you about some sandwiches. Oh, okay. Now you've got my interest.
Yeah, that makes it fun.
Dead butt. What's dead butt? Grilled cheese sandwich. Oh, okay. I like those.
The shame is I think we're all living the dead butt. That's what makes it kind of hard. So
everybody's walking around with zombie butt.
Yeah. So what's so bad about dead butt? So
if everybody's got it.
But then if you mix it with swamp butt, then you're just
yeah, it's rough. All right, let me get one other thing else in. I promise
dead
you guys,
swamp butt.
Swampy dead butt. Get it out of here.
We're going to try and get you guys out here on time. So let me mention one other quick thing.
That's not going to happen.
Did you see a study? If you have a Coke, it takes like 12 minutes off your life.
I like that this is what you save for 5-minute conversation. This is about how we're all going to die.
Yeah, but it's a dumb study. What does this mean? You know what I mean? Okay, what if I died tonight? So does that mean if I've had 50 Cokes, I would have lived like 50 hours longer? I mean, that doesn't mean anything, does it?
I don't understand how they are, what kind of conversion rate they think that they're doing that's going to be accurate.
There's a man healthy in his 70s who eats 2 Big Macs a day. Don't tell me a Coke takes 12 minutes off your life.
Right.
Well, and then like you could drink Diet Cokes for 30 years and then get hit by a bus. The Coke has done nothing done nothing to shorten your life. It was the bus. It has nothing to do with the Coke. That's 100% bus. That has the Cokes have shortened nothing.
Well,
I mean, if I die at 92 and someone's like, if you hadn't had so much Dr. Pepper, you could have hit 99. Like, why?
Good. I'm good.
I've seen 99-year-olds and they don't look like they're having fun.
Excellent trade.
Yeah. And then, like, their study says hot dogs actually do 36 minutes.
Yeah.
And I know what they're trying to say. They're trying to say the crap doesn't help extend your life, but it's just a dumb. I don't know.
Because you're presuming that person would have lived to X age.
Yeah.
If they had
were automatically guaranteed X amount of years. And so anything that we have these. Well, here's okay. Which foods can shorten your life? This is a little chart they have on this thing. Hot dog, 36 minutes. Breakfast sandwich, 13 minutes. Eggs, 13 minutes. Then it says Coke 12. Hold on. I want to argue about that for a second. Cheeseburgers, 9 minutes. Bacon, 6 minutes. Now, wait a minute. A breakfast sandwich. What is a breakfast sandwich?
Yeah, it can be healthy.
Bacon and eggs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does make sense.
And a bagel or a muffin or something that holds those things together. Eggs at 13 minutes, bacon at 6 minutes. That should be 19 minutes. But if I have it together as a breakfast sandwich, it's only 13 minutes.
Because what you're saying is that a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit is just as bad for you as a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
Oh, yeah.
Same. Unless it's a hot dog. Unless there's a hot dog on it. And then it's like 153 years off of your life.
McGriddles suck. I don't like McGriddles.
I really do.
I think with syrup.
Eggs are 13 minutes, but an entire cheeseburger is 9 minutes.
And all cheeseburgers are made differently. You know what I mean? Like Big Macs with that sauce probably lowers your life. Where a regular cheeseburger.
But there's two burgers. And so is it a double cheeseburger? And so that's 18 minutes off your life. And then if it's a bacon, then there's another 6 minutes. And
I think doctors are
have like this dude who's eating all of the Don's out here eating all these Big Macs. He was dead 15 minutes before he was born.
Yeah. Seriously. I mean,
this math ain't mathin'. That's what I'm saying. This doesn't make any sense.
And I get it. The doctors scare me. Where if he didn't scare me, maybe I'd be dead by now. But it's like, come on.
Certain types of fish can lengthen your life by 32 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they say cheese can help boost your life expectancy. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, but you're living longer and farting more. So, I mean.
Yeah, but the cheeseburger takes off 9 minutes, but it has cheese, which you're supposed to add.
Well, it would have been worse if you didn't put the cheese on it.
This is nonsense. Somebody needed to turn in an article. This is a kid who wrote this paper on the bus on the way to class.
Right.
I mean, it sounds theoretical because how do you practically? I mean, there's no way to practically test that other than theoretical.
Yeah, you done made it up out of whole cloth.
Speaking of farting, my gas. Gotta give you updates.
It's a passing reference, by the way.
Up to the minute update? Is this something that's currently happening right now? That's why that fan is off behind you because couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah. I've regularly been taking the gas X. The farting has gone down. So
good. Does that mean your life expectancy is longer or shorter? What does that mean?
I don't know. Is there any studies about if you fart, does that extend your life or lower your life?
If only there was an entire internet at our fingertips where we could look this up.
All right. But it's 12 o'clock. Yeah. So we'll have to, it'll be a cliffhanger. You know what I mean?
What was it?
Do farts extend your life?
No. It's a cliffhanger. Come back. It's like
some research suggests that the hydrogen sulfide in smelly gas may have health benefits.
Ooh, okay.
So do you want to hold it in or breathe it in?
but you should see the doctor if you experience more than 20 farts or burps per day. If it's
See,
more than 20, you should probably get that checked out.
Who's counting?
I don't know.
But
But if you take an average, are you at above or below 20?
I have no idea.
It was above for me, and again, it was a machine gun. It was the AK-47 parts, like you know what I mean. Not the single shots, like the
I mean, if I have a pizza without having lactate, I mean that number is going to go up.
Right.
But if I
but you know what's causing it. Like if this is a consistent thing for you, you should probably get that looked at. Or at least discuss it with a doctor. Maybe not looked at.
I'll put it this way,
because you ain't extending the doctor's life, is what I'm saying. Like you'll get this.
Doc, go down there and take a look. I got to show you something.
Check this out, son. I got this for you. I'm about to extend your life.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
Yeah, make sure you
got your gift.
Yeah, make sure you get the gas X before the colonoscopy. That'd be kind of rough. Well, that fluid they give you, right? That's going to clean you out. So you're not going to.
That's the goal.
Could you imagine that? Oh my gosh! What's the worst?
Why they give it to you?
Okay, because I'm wondering what worse job could there be than being a colonoscopy, doing a colonoscopy on a dude that has big farts. That'd be rough. You know what I mean? Like,
but he's got nothing in there to fart out.
I feel like that's why
that emptied out the night before.
There isn't anybody who's going that didn't have that problem. So that's
okay.
I feel like that's part and parcel of the whole.
I got to get the colonoscopy. That's one thing I put dragged out. So that's not good. Have you guys had yours?
It's going to be time.
Joe, did one of you guys have a colonoscopy? Oh yeah, Joe has. Okay.
I get to do the smear.
Yeah, how did you get away with that?
I don't have any family history of it, and no signs, and so he's like, I can do it, or we can just do the smear. I'm like, smear, please.
You didn't slip a 20 to your doctor, and the doctor's like, all right, I'll give you the smear. Pastors and their big salaries, they just get that money and they're doctors and everybody.
He's got that Jesus model money.
Yeah, Jesus model money.
That's why Paul's not using that money for the Jesus models, because he's using it to slip the doctor at 20.
And we tied everything together. How great! All right.
See, now that I've moved, I have to find a new doctor. He might not let me get away with the smear.
May not.
Yeah, I'm calling them. We should start calling our associates on the show. Like, we'll call Paul's doctor 11:30 at night. Hey, make sure you give that guy the full-blown colonoscopy. No smears for him. So I'm good.
I should, whether I do a colonoscopy or a smear, I should do it live during one of our shows.
You know what? There is a podcast.
I'm not available that day. When is it? I'm not available.
No, seriously. Good Mystical Morning. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's a daily podcast.
I've heard of it.
Rhett and who's the other Link. They actually did a colonoscopy.
Yes, they did.
Now, it wasn't live, but they went together and they filmed and put together a 20-minute video of it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of weird. It was one, I saw it on YouTube. I'm like, wow.
It's weirder if I do a smear during an episode.
Yeah, it's probably worse. I think a full-blown colonoscopy is probably less awkward than the smear. More of our lives, the embarrassing parts, live on their show. That's a resolution.
Your little splashing.
In a way, we already do. This is pretty embarrassing as it is.
But we have to actually do it, not just talk about it. Like, you know what I mean? No, I can't fart on command, so if I could, I would just do that to end out the show. But
see, that's the other thing. When after you hit 50, you got to stop doing that. It gets risky after 50.
What, the farts? Oh yeah,
farting on command. It's risky over 50.
Nothing is guaranteed. Let's just say.
Well,
Few things are done in isolation. There's no guarantees.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't call it the AK-47 of farts. That's kind of weird, but the fast farts where it comes quick, that's tough. So,
And there is our awkward final note.
yes. Thank
This
goodness
is probably
That's
not
the
the clip.
cliffhanger.
This is probably
Yes,
not the clip that's going to hit the
yes.
internet.
That's the
Probably not.
You're welcome, internet.
You're welcome.
YouTube's probably like, why are we letting people just upload stuff on the internet? This is why YouTube should say
The internet should be like, nope. There should be some type of
moderation.
some lower limit where there's like, no, this can't happen.
My argument is, hey, at least we did it at the hour version. It wasn't like we did just 15 seconds in the show. We had quality stuff. I just talked about how sick I am. It's rough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, as always, thanks, guys. This was fun. For Joe and Paul, I'm Chris. Have a great night, everybody.